I'll do a song, and then we'll do some questions, and then I'll do another song, and then we'll do some signing. Plug in. Of course. Seems simple, doesn't it? It is. So the new record is called All the World Fades Away. It is not apocalyptic. It's actually All the World Fades Away When I'm With You. So it's supposed to be a romantic, but for some reason I didn't really think of that it would be thought of as apocalyptic, and especially the cover is sort of a little apocalyptic too. But that's sometimes you stumble onto things. This song is about my mother. She was born in a very, very small village outside of Picton, which is in Prince Edward County, which is a very, very popular place now in Ontario. But when she was born and when I was growing up and going to our grandparents' farm, it was a very small area full of failed farms. It was just a poor place. And to see what it is now is just astounding, because it's now wineries and can't get a restaurant reservation. It's just like, I don't know. It seems so strange. But when my mother graduated university, she went to Kingston. She could not wait to get out of Picton. She was never going to come back. She loved it, and she has an association with it all her life, but she never wanted to live there. She wanted to escape a small town. I loved it down there, loved my grandparents' farm, loved my grandparents, but I used to have this nightmare when I was a kid that if my parents ever died, I would end up going down and living with my aunts and uncles in Picton. And it was a terrifying thought, because my mother had imbued in us this horror of small towns. So I wrote this song called Anywhere Else But Home, and it was about how difficult it is to leave a small town, because people think you're being snobby and arrogant, and why would you want to leave? And I had the opportunity in January to play this song in Picton, where I had a lot of cousins there. And I had to apologize to them afterwards, like, I'm not dishing on the place, I love it, but I said to my youngest cousin, Kathy, haven't you ever felt like you wanted to escape from here? And she said, no, never. So that was informative to me. So that was obviously just something that was in my family. Last night was a scene, they spilled some gasoline, lit a fire on the township line. Everybody drove their cars down there, hoping for a real good time. We were just watching around the burning ground, all covered in cinders and ash. It was the highlight of the summer here, a midnight firelight bash. So long now, the time has finally come. No more waiting, everything is said and done. You wake up one day knowing that you don't belong. So when they ask you where you think you're going, say anywhere else but home. People around here don't put on airs, they keep their feet on the ground. I was always a bit much, I never had to pay, cause my cousin was the toughest in town. I could just fill my mind with places I never went to when I was a kid. And as I watched my family work so hard, we didn't want what they did. So long now, the time has finally come. No more waiting, everything is said and done. You wake up one day knowing that you don't belong. So when they ask you where you think you're going, say anywhere else but home. get out now, I never will. So my cousin actually was the toughest guy in Picton, and I know that because after high school, Greg and I bought an old school bus, and we were fixing it up down in Picton. And one night we went to the bar, and there was these three toughs out front, and they stopped us from going in, said it was a private party, which we knew it wasn't. And it got a little physical and knocked Greg down, and then when they were finished toying with us, they let us go in. And we were sitting in there having a drink, and all of a sudden the main tough guy comes over, and he looks terrified. And he said to me, "I'm so sorry, I didn't know your cousin was Tony Meinecker. You're always welcome here." Wow, Tony was the toughest guy in town. Meet me in the parking lot down by the LC, by the railroad track. You know I always loved this town, but it never loved me back. I can remember my first midnight kiss in the graveyard behind the bar. And I thought all my days would be like this, but that's not the way they are. So long now, the time has finally come. No more waiting, everything's said and done. You wake up one day knowing that you don't belong. So when they ask you where you think you're gone, say anywhere else but home.